Victoria's Secret is doing a new campaign called The Perfect Body, and they caused a strong backlash on social media as a result of this. So let's go ahead and take a look at why everybody's so mad. So for everybody listening live right now, it basically just shows about 10 women standing there in a bra and underwear, and it says, "The perfect body, perfect fit, perfect comfort, perfectly soft, explore the collection." And then I think this was taken directly from the website, so you see it has a bunch of stuff underneath it too, like I guess the type of bra and panties that there is in the picture. So this spawned the hashtag on Twitter, hashtag I am perfect. I guess people are very angry that this is an attempt to kind of define for women what perfect is in the eyes of Victoria's Secret, but also just in the eyes of society in general, I think is what they're, really getting at here. So what are we to take away from this? Well, first of all, let's just agree on the basics right off the bat. In terms of should they be allowed to do this, that is obviously a no-brainer. They have a right to do whatever kind of fucking campaign they want to do, no matter how grossly offensive it may be. And I think there are some people who actually disagree with that, believe it or not. There's some sort of petition going around where they say, take down the ad, like trying to force them to take down the ad. Basically never on the side of censorship or forcing somebody to do something. So I disagree in that respect, and I do think it's kind of the American way, where even if you don't like something, they don't need to fucking take it down. So I think, at least the people who listen to this show, we could all agree that they have a right to do this ad like they did it. But now let's go a layer deeper here. Would you have done the ad? Would I have done the ad? Is it a good ad? Does it, is it an ad that makes sense? On that, I say absolutely not. So I actually agree. I very rarely agree with, I guess you could call it the modern feminist movement, but I think it's more radical feminism. Because I would call myself a feminist if it meant what it meant not too long ago, which is just the idea that, I forgot who said it, but the radical idea that women are people, or the radical idea that women are equal to men. In that respect, I'm definitely a feminist, but there are some causes that some feminists have taken up today that I think are silly. So, while I don't often agree with them, on this one I do, and on this one I agree with people who I don't agree with often either, the new school social justice warriors who seem to care more about trivial stuff. But on this I think they're right, because here's the thing. It's a silly notion for anybody to call anything a perfect body. And I'm not just saying that to be PC. I'm not just saying that to get social brownie points. I'm saying that because I think it's true. So, take me, for example. I consider myself a pretty regular guy, and the kind of body that I like is like a normal-looking woman who looks like a woman. Like, I would like a woman who has somewhat large breasts, a somewhat big ass, and a somewhat skinny waist. But there's a big variety within that. Like, somebody could be, I don't know what it's like with women's sizes or whatever, but you could be, not fat, but you could be big and still be attractive. So the idea that all these women that I see in this ad here, and this is no disrespect to them because they didn't do anything wrong, they just went and they did their job and they're doing what they're supposed to do. But no disrespect to any of those women, that's not my type. And not only is that not my type, anecdotally with my entire group of friends, that's not any of our types. The whole notion that the supermodel look is something that's desirable to men is totally made up. 100% made up by society. I've never looked at a supermodel and gone, that's the body I like. I look at supermodels and go, you look like a coat hanger. But see, that's the thing. That's the purpose of many of these supermodels, and people in the industry will tell you that. They'll say the whole idea is just to have the clothes fit on them the way that the designers want it to fit on them. But I don't know if they don't understand or they don't care that a lot of women take away from that, from looking at that, oh, that's the way I'm supposed to look. Oh, that's what the perfect woman is. Oh, that's what's desirable in society. Oh, that's what men like. And I'm telling you firsthand, I know it's anecdotal, I know it's just based on me and my friends, but I guarantee you if some pollster out there wants to do a poll and they want to look into this, I guarantee you, I know it sounds corny, I know it sounds cheesy, I know it's almost like abrasive and annoying, but women, you're beautiful just the way you are. You don't need to become a stick figure. When I see a stick figure, you know what the first thing that pops into my mind is? I'm not kidding. Me when I was 12. When I see stick figures, I go, oh, adolescent or prepubescent boy. That's when I see a woman with no hips and no chest and a completely flat stomach, I'm like, oh, wow. What? No, this is not desirable to me. Now, look, let me broaden this out a little further. For some people, it is. There are some men, I would argue not the majority, but there are some men who are really into very, very skinny girls. Some men are into very, very short girls. Some men are into very, very big girls. And there's this massive variation throughout society because sexuality is a spectrum in every way, shape, and form. But I think the problem with this ad is that you're pushing something as an ideal when it is by no means an ideal. You just made up that you think it's an ideal, but if you want to go by what the actual majority of society would think is more attractive, it wouldn't be that. It would be more of what a regular woman would look like. So I agree with the people who are criticizing this ad because it's patronizing, it's condescending, it's, I don't know how else to describe it. It's annoying, and it's pretentious. Again, the idea that, well, this is the perfect body and we just decided it. Oh, fuck you. By what standard? Again, you just made it up. If you take a poll and talk to men, they'll tell you, no, we actually prefer rather normal-looking women. So, Victoria's Secret, your ad sucks and you failed, but I wouldn't force you to take it down.